Hello everyone, welcome back to Minus World. And it's funny, you know, we were talking about the Game Awards from last year. We were trying to figure out if DPad was streaming it with us last year, and apparently you were. And now I'm remembering, you kept spoiling like the winner of half of the awards because your stream was like 2 minutes ahead of ours.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
No, I think it's funny. I remember we were just like, DPad, stop. It was funny.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're back again.
Yes.
It's the end of the year. We're back.
We're back
looking
on our
at games we
bullshit.
never played.
And we're gonna be going through, as usual, the first 20-ish are like mainly the stuff we care about. The last 9 are usually like esports, which we'll vote on, but like don't expect much from there. And there's gonna be a lot of repeats. But yeah, I told the boys this year I haven't really played as many games, but it's very possible I still have played more than the rest of y'all. Not combined, probably, but individually.
Well, I will say this: I've actually played one of these games this year.
I've watched someone play one of the games this year.
Not all of it. I played very little. I tried a little bit of Astro Bot. It was actually when Tetra was visiting. So Tetra watched me play the first world of Astro Bot, and just based off of that and how much fun it was, I want that one to win. I doubt it's going to win, but I hope it does, because that game is very, very charming. It's basically Mario 3D World for Sony. Super colorful. It's just such a happy game. It's fantastic. Everyone's got to try it.
Yeah, it's if a game could have a joy meter on the on like the cover of the box, this would justify it, and it would be near the top. Are any of these other games like games that you guys have played?
No.
No. Okay,
Drew?
No, I mean I played Astro Bot's Playroom, but I've not played the new one.
So in that case, I will give a quick run through just to give you some context on all of them. Astro Bot, we know, basically, like you said, Mario 3D World. It's also kind of Mario Galaxy-ish in terms of like jumping around to the different worlds. Each world is it's kind of themed. Sometimes I would say it doesn't have as much sort of set dressing, but other times I say it has way more. I was really surprised. Everything is robotic, and you'd think that would lend itself to a really sort of sterile environment, but there's just so much life in everything, and it kind of harkens back to like Banjo-Kazooie, where everything has like eyes and is like just really fun. And it also does a really good job of conveying its story and its gameplay and everything without any dialogue. There's almost no text on screen, which a couple times was difficult to parse because I didn't know what the hell was going on. But for the most part, I think it's fantastic across the board. If it wins, not surprised. Balatro, hey there, DPad editor here. In the week since recording this cast, I have actually picked up and played Balatro. I am by no means an expert, but I've put in about 35 hours and I've beaten some runs, so I have a better understanding than I did a week ago. So here's an updated kind of overview. Balatro is a deck builder roguelike in which you are trying to put together poker hands to overcome various score requirements to complete a run. You're really not fighting any kind of monster or enemy other than, I guess, the house. You're really just trying to best your score at every turn. There is randomness, but there is a lot of strategy and quick thinking you have to do throughout the run, as with a lot of roguelikes. The game has a very simple but stylish presentation. It only has one backing song, but actually has 5 different tracks with various effects on them, which weave together kind of like in Banjo-Kazooie, where going into water would change the tempo and sometimes instruments, but it's, you know, a nice, simple kind of game to pick up with a surprising amount of depth, as far as I could tell. The gameplay you're seeing is actually a run I am playing while editing this cast, so at some point after I get this added into the cast, I will throw on screen whether or not I actually beat this run. It's a good game. I really like it. I understand why it was nominated for Game of the Year. I personally don't think it's going to win because I don't think it has the same wide appeal as some of the other games might have. But if you like roguelikes, if you like gambling without the existential threat of losing all your money and becoming destitute, I think it has a lot of appeals. So it is a game worth checking out. And considering the fact that, I believe I talk about this in a second, it's cheaper than all their other games, it has a lot of positives. But that's Balatro. On to the rest of the conversation.
It's such a weird game to take off because it just looks like a card game. It doesn't look like anything too crazy.
Yeah,
but I think that's the simplicity. I think the simplicity of it is why the game takes off. Like, Like that's a very, very common theme we've noticed, I think, in the past decade, is every game that gets popular is very easy to understand. Basically all of them, and this is a part of that.
Yeah, I think when a game can kind of like with that one, you could kind of sum it up in a sentence. It's just like, oh, it's you're playing poker, but it's a deck builder roguelike. And you're like, oh, okay, I can see how that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I also think it benefits because compared to all these, I'm pretty sure it's the only title that's less than full price. It's well, technically Elden Ring is also, but it's like barely. But Balatro is like
actually, I want to get everyone's take on this, because that is not like a game. That is DLC of a game. Like,
yeah.
Should that, I'm curious what everyone thinks about this. Should DLC count as a Game of the Year nomination?
I mean, I saw a lot of controversy about that on X.
X.com.
But
everything.
But I don't know. I don't know. Can you call it just a DLC though? I haven't played it, but from what I understand, it's pretty big. It's not just like
it is massive.
Like a Call of Duty map pack DLC. I feel like that's kind of underselling it for what it kind of. It's more like an expansion, I guess, than a DLC.
Did anyone? Oh wait, I guess I already asked. Did anybody else play these? My bad. But real quick, in order, Black Myth Wukong, it fucking took everything by storm. You know, that was crazy.
It was popular for like a month, and it kind of just disappeared.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I honestly wonder if it was so popular because people were like, "Hey, gaming sucks," but hey, we got this now. But from what I saw,
is it just like a Souls kind of game?
It's a kind of Souls-like, but kind of, if a person is familiar with the series, it's kind of more of a Sekiro.
Okay, yeah, I know what kind of game this is.
Yeah, in that it's you don't create your character, you're going with an established one, and from what I've seen, there's cool stuff because you kind of have the route of like playing with like because Wukong is known for using a staff, being acrobatic and all that, but you also have like the trickster stuff, so I think you can like disguise yourself and like teleport around and do stuff like that, so I think it has a cool combat system, but honestly, I've never looked really close, and my weird, stupid hipster brain was like, it got so popular that I started to hate it just hearing about it. But I mean, in terms of raw mentions on the internet, I would not be surprised if that won. So, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, I did play this. I actually, for my main playthrough, I did a challenge run where I played it twice. Okay, so I played it first normally, just for fun. It was great. Loved it. Second time, I played the entire game again, and then into Shadow of the Erdtree without rolling, jumping, well, I guess dodging was rolling, or the horse.
Damn, that sounds
that sounds hard.
And I recorded like 100 hours of footage for a video I don't know if I'll ever make, but I did it.
Oh, man.
So I did get the full game experience again. And yeah, so the DLC doesn't affect things outside the game really, though you can go into the DLC, get stuff and bring it back out. But the thing is that it's meant to be played kind of near the end of a main playthrough. So it doesn't change the main story playthrough too much. And most of the power you get in the new zone is attached to this new, I say zone, but it's basically like a 70% size full map, and it is very dense, and that has a lot of overlapping things, which does make it hard to navigate, but also leads to some insane moments where you're just like, oh my god, I'm going down this river, and then you just see like a dragon corpse the size of a mountain, and you're like, oh my god. It's amazing. Do I think it should be here? I think it should be nominated, but maybe it shouldn't be a Game of the Year contender. Maybe like a DLC category. Yeah.
But then it's also like it's weird because like you and Tetra said, it is huge DLC. So like I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be a common thing most years. I think this is like
Well, I'm sure there's got to be some precedent for like an expansion being nominated for Game of the Year, right? Like I'm thinking back to like
and also
Half-Life Blue Shift and Opposing Force. Like I'm sure those are probably nominated or.
Yeah,
I remember. So this is going to sound so random, but 20 years ago, not on GameStop, but on GameSpot, GameSpot.com, I used to watch their awards because they did a little like video show or whatever. And I remember there was controversy because they nominated World of Warcraft like 3 years in a row because it kept getting huge expansions. So this is kind of the same idea, I guess. It's kind of the same idea.
If I mean, in that same breath, wouldn't Final Fantasy VII Rebirth kind of also be the same thing? Because is that the third? Is that the third in the set, or is that?
No, I'm pretty sure it's technically the second.
Okay.
Because I believe it was Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then Retrograde is like, or I think it's Retrograde. It's like a side little thing, but with like Yuffie's stuff, and then Rebirth is like they finally get outside of Midgar, and it's
okay. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, is that not an entire remake of Final Fantasy VII?
No, like it got split up into like 3 or 4 parts. That's what I mean. It's like
that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so it is its own full experience. Just how the first one technically is its own full experience, taking you through the story of basically all of Midgar, the city. But Rebirth is not the full 7.
That's unfortunate. Like I was looking at that on this list and thinking like, oh, you know, I've never played 7. I've heard good things. I'd like to
to be fair, if you play Remake plus Rebirth, before they have to do Repair, I don't fucking know what they're gonna do. You're gonna get like 140 hours and love it because it is fantastic from what I've seen, what I've heard. But it is kind of weird because it's technically a standalone game, full price, its own disc, its own everything, but it connects to the previous game, it connects to the story of the previous one, and it's specifically a remake of a section of a previous full game, which, to be fair, also had like 8 discs when it launched.
Yeah.
So it's
I guess you could say it is kind of I don't know if I can really call it like a DLC like Elden Ring.
It's not the same
it's
thing,
so
but it is
different.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely more than a DLC, but it's still within conversation range.
Yeah. I just think it's cool they added Sephiroth from Smash Bros.
I love it. I'm glad they added Mario's Murderer to a full game. I was really hoping he would get some attention. By the way, speaking of attention, I didn't even know this came out. Metaphor ReFantazio?
I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
Hey, DPad editor again. Metaphor ReFantazio was a real blind spot for all of us, so we didn't have much to say. So instead of just kind of being real confused by it, I thought I would give some more context. This is a game from Atlus, specifically Studio Zero, which I believe is a new studio within Atlus. And it has a lot of the same director, composer, some artists from past Persona games. So it's very much similar to that. It reuses the some of the turn-based stuff, the social link, the time-based events. But it's placed in a fantastical world that's seemingly completely separate from the Persona series, at least narratively. There's a bunch of different races, with the human-ish looking ones actually not being humans because there are enemies called humans, and they are horrifying to look at. I believe they are all meant to emulate the style of Hieronymus Bosch. I'm saying that wrong. The Dutch artist. If you look up his stuff, it's crazy. When you look at the trailer, you can see it has a lot of visual flair and style, and I could see the appeal of finally having a Persona game that's not tied down to a contemporary setting. And by all accounts, this game is, selling amazing, and people are saying that it's fantastic. So I'm definitely going to be trying this. I don't know if this deserves Game of the Year, but I now understand why it's on the list, though it escaped all of our attention until now.
I would like to voice that I would throw my support, and if this were my vote, I would vote for Balatro, even knowing nothing about it, just because of it being an indie team.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'd vote Astro Bot.
There's no way they're gonna win, and so in lieu of that, I would hope that Astro Bot wins.
Yeah, I think
it would be cool to see Balatro win, but I feel like the highest chance is either Elden Ring or Astro Bot, honestly.
Yeah, I'd throw Black Myth Wukong in there, but I agree.
Yeah, of all of these, I mean, I barely know anything about Metaphor, but it's Atlus, so I'm sure they did a good job.
Sure, probably.
And from what I know of the rest of them, I know they're all a lot of work was put into them. But Astro Bot, it's crazy because it should be soulless, because it's literally the biggest fucking Sony billboard ever. Like it's a game specifically built to kind of like applaud Sony, and you'd think that would make it just so I don't know, maybe even depressing. It's like, but it has so much heart.
Obama giving himself the Medal of Honor.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of their Nintendo land, I feel like.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Like Nintendo does this too, and no one cares. Like Nintendo's constantly referencing their old games.
Oh, totally, games.
But to be fair, Astro Bot hits on it way harder. But I don't know if I would say it's like giving itself a pat on the back. I think it's more of just a celebration of what Sony has accomplished in the past, which I think is very cool. You know, it is nice to see them acknowledge so many of their old franchises, even if they're not making new games. Like there hasn't been a new Ape Escape in like 50,000 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's still cool to see that they are at the very least acknowledging what they have created in the past, and that's why I really like Astro Bot. Honestly, it's for that reason specifically.
And if this was anything like Playroom, like there's an attention to detail that shows a respect for the fans.
Yeah, so actually,
yes, I think that's how it is.
Spoken for,
As part of the video I've been working on, I went back to play Playroom after platinum Astro Bot, and Astro Playroom by comparison felt so goddamn janky because they had basically Playroom felt like specifically a love letter to the hardware. And through that, basically all of the levels, which go by really quick, are back to back little set pieces that force you to do something with a controller. But it's not setting up things, then expanding on that thing, and then building on that, and then rewarding you for having mastered a thing. Instead, it's like, throw sandwiches. Go skateboarding. You're launching out a cannon. And it's like, it's so disjointed that it feels kind of janky at times. But then also, a lot of the same bots that appear, like the VIP bots that reference other games, are way more detailed in Astro Bot. They have their own kind of animations in the crash site, so they're kind of like a living, breathing museum of 20 years of, or is it 30? Whatever, decades of PlayStation characters.
And that's what I was impressed by with Playroom was the collection of I think they called them artifacts or whatever in the game where you would get PlayStation controllers throughout the years and consoles and things like that.
Memory cards and stuff.
Yeah, all those things pop up in Astro Bot, but they put the emphasis on the characters, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's just interesting that they also have Solid Snake and Resident Evil stuff, because I don't believe those are owned by Sony. I don't think. Well, they're not at all. No. They're Capcom and Konami.
Yeah, well, actually, even Crash Bandicoot is no longer a Sony thing. It's owned by Microsoft.
Microsoft, yeah.
Yep.
But he is in there, and you can dance alongside him. There's an achievement for that. But yeah, I think of all these, I think it's a love letter to platforming. It feels like a return to kind of what I love to see. If anything, I would have just preferred Astro Bot to have more of a story, but it managed to be pretty funny without having any dialogue. So I do think that gets
if you love it so much, why don't you vote for it?
Exactly, I will.
Let's go.
Keep voting.
So
half an hour later, we did it.
All right. Wow.
Hey, yeah. So I was telling the boys, there's gonna be repeats. So this is game direction. This is outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. If
honestly,
we want, I think
I'd
Balatro,
give it to Astro Bot again.
We could do Astro Bot again. Balatro is pretty interesting in terms of taking something it seems like it's just it's existed for years, or years and years, poker, but making it roguelike, that's pretty, I think it's pretty innovative. Cool if we just toss it to this one, because we're going to see all these games in a bunch.
Toss it in.
All right. Okay, so a bit different, and there's other games to talk about. So this is best narrative, and there's only 5 options this time. So the new games, we got Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, which is part of the Yakuza series. And then we have Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and then a game I did play, Silent Hill 2 remake.
I heard that was really good.
It's so fucking good. It's incredible.
Konami making a banger?
Yeah. Nice. I have my vote here. Did you play any of these 3 new ones on the list?
No.
Negative.
Give it to Silent Hill 2.
Over the past week, I have been acutely obsessed with Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon, which is the story right before this Infinite Wealth standalone expansion.
And then isn't the next one Like a Dragon, I Go to Hawaii?
I think something like that,
yeah.
Yeah, I would, if I were voting on my own, I'm assuming Infinite Wealth is more of the same, which is fantastic, so I'd probably throw it behind that the Gotoku studio, because they got a good thing going.
I've only played Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of stuff carries over, but isn't it more turn-based?
Yeah, so it's basically like it's the same sort of, it's honestly the best way I can describe the Yakuza series, at least from my exposure to it, is it's kind of like Japan's answer to GTA in my mind.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's a pretty accurate recreation of prefectures, I guess, of Tokyo and Osaka and some of the major cities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool to just walk around as like a simulator sandbox style game, like just checking out the local stores, and
that's cool.
You can go into first person view and see all the fake brands on the shelves and stuff like that.
Which actually
is really neat.
So to reference back to Astro Bot again, fun thing in the crash site, once you unlock Kiryu from Yakuza 0, you can, like with any bot, you can smack them to do an animation, but he's a little unique in that when you smack him, he instead drops items, and you can keep doing it until you get an achievement. He'll drop like literally everything: RC cars, bowling pins, baseballs, catching mitts, like so much random garbage, which is hilarious because while you are playing a Yakuza game with stakes and death and all this terrifying shit, you could also just like go bowl until you win a chicken that Kiryu becomes obsessed with and do random shit like that.
Yeah, it's a bizarre kind of like, there is some of that like absurd humor and just kind of like I guess just the traditional Japanese game design mentality of subverting expectations that is just, especially I honestly I think it's the best thing that Sega has ever backed, like
damn,
that has the series. So
how dare you say that to Sonic?
I mean, have you seen Sonic? I feel like Yakuza already overall has a better track record.
It's at least it's a very polished experience that has just a whole depth of and breadth of content. Like just to go back to the dynamic of it, it's like I said, like you can kind of go around as like a sort of sandbox simulator experience and just kind of fight wherever you want to and explore otherwise and play mini games, go play darts at a bar or bowling or stuff like you said. But it's also like there's mission based. So like once you actually get into combat in Yakuza 7 and then in Infinite Wealth, it's a turn based combat where you have like a whole you have a job system. So all the characters in your party can take on different jobs. So they can be like an enforcer, which is like a SWAT team dude, or a dancer. So they can like take them out with like breakdancing moves.
Modernizing the kind of rogue warrior.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really compelling style. Honestly, I don't prefer turn-based games, but I got into it really quickly.
Nice. I will say Senua Saga Hellblade 2, I haven't played it. I heard good things, though I think some people were upset because it didn't deliver as well as the first, I think. But
I played the first and enjoyed it. That's my only frame of reference.
I don't know. Of these, the only game I've actually played is Silent Hill 2, and the one I'm going to be like, come on, can we? Is that... It is a remake, but... I think it stands alone.
Yeah, but it's
so
like really, it's like completely. It's not just like a port,
I respect
right?
Silent Hill 2 as a choice if that's what we want to go for.
Yeah,
I would say Silent Hill 2 or Like a Dragon.
I also without getting too into it, I played it in the middle of some personal stuff, which you guys know what I mean. It was weirdly on topic, in an uncomfortable way at times, but it was also like working through some trauma. So I think it did also hit even harder than it could have otherwise.
Right.
I'm still thinking about the game like a month later. It's fucking fantastic.
Let's vote for it then.
Yeah. If you like it, put a vote on it. Okay. So again, similar games, but then we have Neva, which I've never heard of.
I
had to do it.
That's a clip.
I don't fucking know what that game is. It looks cool visually.
Astro Bot.
I would,
Astro Bot.
you know what? I would say Astro Bot. I mean, just looking at honestly, I would say out of all the art direction, it is the most unique looking game, especially from Sony. Like, Sony does not typically make games that don't look realistic. This is a very cutesy kind of Nintendo-like game.
Yeah, it's very stylized. And
absolutely.
Again, not to shout out to my own thing, but a part of the Easter egg video is just appreciating. Like the first 6 minutes are just idle animations because there's so goddamn much. It's not even kind of all the things you can like lay down on and like interact with in the world that's not directly related to your stuff. Similar stuff, and then we got Stellar Blade.
I know about that game.
Yeah, I know people like that game.
I forgot that came out too.
I don't I've never played it. I don't know. I don't think Astro Bot could win this because its music is okay.
I don't think Astro Bot will win this one. Honestly, I would almost say I feel like Final Fantasy or Silent Hill could take this one. It depends on how good the atmosphere of Silent Hill 2 is, which usually the music in that game, or I should say the score, really is really, really great.
Silent Hill 2's music was pretty goddamn great, though it's a toss-up. What do you guys think? I'm gonna say between these two.
I would say let's give it to Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hopefully it'll win at least.
Stellar Blade also PlayStation exclusive? If so, it'd be pretty crazy that 3 of those games are Sony exclusive.
Yes, it was developed by SIE, so I assume it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, best audio design. Okay, this is separate. One, Black Ops 6. How dare you? I did actually play the campaign for this, which is crazy because it was added to Game Pass.
Even I haven't finished that.
I've heard really good things.
The campaign is
I've heard the game is really
way
fun.
better than I expected.
It's fun. I don't know if it's good for like audio and sound design. The sound design in like at least in like Warzone and multiplayer is kind of dog shit, but
I'm pretty sure every single year they add Call of Duty to audio design specifically.
Yeah.
There was like one, I think it was like Modern Warfare 2 or 1 or 2, the first one they remade or whatever. The audio design was really good. It's because like I feel like all like the gun sounds were just on point, but then after a while it's kind of just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, to be fair, to Call of Duty's credit, they have to work with so much goddamn shit because every single attachment, reload, kill streak,
it's so much sound.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So they're definitely putting in the work. I think though I want to do Silent Hill 2 because I kind of spoiling. I want to vote for the guy who did James Sunderland or Southern. Yeah. The main character for voice acting because I think he did fantastic. But Silent Hill 2, like the hits that need to be crunchy are so crunchy. Like the glorps are glorpy. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's just so it just puts you
really
in the
atmospheric.
world. Yeah, puts you in the world so goddamn good.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do that one.
Hey, performance. Okay.
Whoa,
so
real people.
So we do have some new stuff. We got Hanatel from Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Games.
I know, right? I wanted to play Double Exposure, haven't. It's the final like proper sequel to Life is Strange way back when. This time though, instead of rewinding time, she can jump between timelines. I don't know who she plays. I assume that's the main character, Max. I don't know. Star Wars Outlaws.
This is the dude that you were talking about.
Yes, I do believe he plays James.
So
Star Wars Outlaws, I do not know who she voiced, and I assume this is the main character, but I wouldn't know. And I also don't know.
I'm surprised it doesn't show the characters they played in the game.
I really wish they did, because it would help. But
come on, Jeff.
Sorry, hey Luke, you're cool because I've heard your voice and I know specifically which character you are.
That is also a really great pose.
Yes. Okay.
Cool pose.
Again, this is one of those. We got some new stuff. Diablo 4.
Prince of Persia. That's cool. It's getting a nomination.
Yeah. They closed down the studio, I'm pretty sure, immediately after the game was made.
How does that happen if they win and then who collects it? If
game good. Let's close down the studio.
They just say, okay, good job, Ubisoft Montpellier, and then they just toss it into the trash on stream.
I heard, isn't Ubisoft like down bad in general? Like I heard that they're
I'm pretty sure
they're going through it right now.
Their stock. Yeah. I just remember I heard their stock's like in the gutter.
It is. Yep.
Innovation and access. I don't know. This is a tough one. To be fair, Black Ops 6 is pretty fantastic with accessibility. The options are really crazy. I do think Diablo 4. I thought this was on the list last year as well, but it's also pretty high up there in terms of the amount of shit you can do. I haven't played Dragon Age, Veilguard, or Outlaws though. The only stuff from Outlaws is that it looks like a clown fiesta of like game design choices. But that's not to say the accessibility of these. The really only ones I can kind of vote with any confidence would be these two. I do think this is a great, fantastic, and important category. I just don't know enough about this.
Yeah, give it to Blops.
Same.
I'd probably say Blops.
Yeah, we'll do Blops.
I mean, they usually
still
do.
Manage.
Yeah, usually COD games are very good about that.
Okay.
Well, with both of those two options having been overseen by Xbox, like I think it's objective that Xbox has been the best in that category.
Yeah, well, Xbox also is the leading innovator in terms of like their Xbox accessibility.
They have that controller. I'm trying to remember what that control. I actually own the controller. I needed it for a video this year, but I forgot what it's called.
Xbox Adaptive Controller.
Yeah, the important thing is that it's like very modular. So you can replace parts of a controller if you need. Like the amount of different variation you could use and the different range it allows is crazy. I would love to see other game stuff do that, but either way, impact. So these are also some new stuff. Closing.
So I don't know any of these, to be honest.
Yeah. Closing the Distance, Indica, Life is Strange, hey, and then Tales of Kenzera. I don't know. I'm sure one of these is the best choice. I don't know.
I know very little about any of these, but I would personally, just at a glance, say I feel like Life is Strange and Sinuous Sacrifice have both had their time in the spotlight, so maybe give it to some new blood.
I said I never saw this, but you know, it is beautiful. Yeah. So kudos to you. Okay, best ongoing.
Fortnite again.
Fortnite.
I'm surprised Destiny 2 is still on here too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Actually, maybe Helldivers kind of popped off for a little bit too.
Fortnite.
I played that for a little bit. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So the only it's relax. Relax. The only thing is, I actually disagree with Helldivers 2 only because yes, they have had new battle passes come out with some new stuff. But fundamentally, they haven't changed that much. Like, they haven't released a new faction. They released new difficulties, but some of the new enemies in those difficulties don't feel all that fair at times. The new weapons, I don't think it's enough to evolve the experience as much as Fortnite does. Fuck Destiny 2. Diablo 4 has improved, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
True.
Well,
Fortnite, yeah.
Fortnite continues
unironically,
get crazy better. Community support.
Are we doing No Man's Sky again?
No, relax. To be fair, No Man's Sky has like had 8 fucking patches in last year, or 8 content drops. It's crazy.
I'm leaving this one up to you, DPadG, 'cause you have sung the skies for No Man's Sky for like 4 years in a row. So does it deserve the award again?
No. I think.
What has Baldur's Gate 3 done like since?
Yeah, so
I was literally about to say that verbatim.
I honestly just noticed that was there.
So Baldur's Gate 3 specifically, this is community support. This is support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. So it's not new content per se, but it's about like how well they're taking care of the game. Obviously, Fortnite gets new shit nonstop. Helldivers 2, I was complaining about like some of the content, but like they've done a pretty good job of rolling out new stuff. No Man's Sky is just like, holy shit. They just keep adding so much new stuff. And from everything I've seen, it still gels really well. But I think I want to do Baldur's Gate 3, mainly because the game kind of released, not early access, but like, it had an early access phase, and then it released proper. And after the proper release, it got so popular, and then immediately they were like, hey, no DLC, we're not doing it. Because
wasn't that game nominated for Game of the Year last year?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I don't remember.
Their patches are so damn in depth because there's so many different case options for ways people can fuck up the game. And they've done such a great job communicating all that. They've revamped endings. They've gone back and added new difficulty modes that like make the game better. And as a signing off thing, what they did is made the game properly able to have workshop support, I believe.
Nice.
Which makes mods incredible. So I think in that regard,
let's give it to Baldur's Gate 3.
They've kind of like done everything you want from a game studio. Like they made a great game, they polished it up, and then they're like, hey, here's a good parting gift, which is mod support.
Yes, you've convinced me.
Okay,
best
so
independent game.
I've actually played Animal Well. I want that one to win. That game is fucking awesome. I love Animal Well.
Oh, is that that's
the 8-bit one, right? Like
yes, that's Video Game Donkey's publishing game. Actually, very, very cool. It's like a little puzzle game, and it kind of has the same graphical art style as Celeste. And what I love about it is it doesn't tell you how to do anything. So it kind of, I guess it's kind of like Breath of the Wild in a sense where you just have to figure out things on your own.
Is it like Tunic in that regard then?
Yes, it is a little bit like it's not as complicated as Tunic. It's a little more simplified. I thought the game was amazing, so I'd vote for that personally.
Yeah, I heard good things about UFO 52.
I've heard good things about that too. Yes,
it's like Action 52 modernized.
Actually, yep.
Yeah,
I have heard that too.
Is it like micro games?
It's like 50
like NES themed.
Yeah, NES
games or NES or no, actually they're full games, aren't they? They're like each independently like a full experience. Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
really cool.
What if Wario but not Wario? Kind of.
Maybe
so but like they're like full like polished NES type experiences apparently.
Weird. Okay. Well, I have no real dog in the race, no animal in the well, but I do think I've heard really great things, and I have a buddy who played this and would not stop hyping it up, like, not counting you guys.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I think kudos to them.
I honestly just want Animal Well to win so we can see the publisher and maybe Donkey on the stage
Donkey to get a
next
stage,
to
yeah.
Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So new stuff: Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and the Plucky Squire.
Ooh. Okay,
So-
I would say
Plucky Squire.
either Animal
I haven't
Well
heard
or
of that.
Plucky Squire. Plucky Squire, I need to play that. That game looks
What is it
amazing.
like?
Reminder: it's the one where you're playing basically an RPG that takes place over the course of a picture book, but then extends outside the picture book.
Oh,
So
sick.
inside the picture book, it's 2D. Outside is 3D, I think.
Yo, that's
Yeah,
sick.
it like switches. It's so cool.
How have I
looking.
not heard of this game? That looks sick.
You
It
have.
looks-
We've
yeah, it
talked
looks
about it in the past.
incredible.
It's just that
You have.
I sorry, I didn't mean to be like, no, your memory is wrong. It's just that it sort of fell off in terms of popularity because it's such a cool idea, but without having someone explain it to you or seeing a full graphic that shows the concept, it's so easy to forget because it's kind of a generic name, and the graphics, it's just really hard to convey what the fuck it is.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I think they
it's really
probably
cool.
should have done a better job marketing what the game is exactly. Because if
Yeah.
you watch the trailer, it's just like, oh my god, this looks incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those where you got to be like, hey, buddy, hear me out. Let me finish the paragraph, and then you'll probably be in.
Exactly. Yes.
But in terms of just like,
exactly.
it's such
Like
a great
Star Fox
idea.
Zero.
Well,
No, that game's just bad.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Not at all.
Hey.
But yeah, we could do either one of these two. Or I guess
yeah.
any of them really. But do you want to give a little kudos to Plucky Squire? Because I mean,
Sure.
Sure.
I doubt it has any other awards. So
Yeah,
like, why
I
not?
think for making an indie game that just delivers on a idea, like they've done great. Hey, mobile game.
Pokemon
So,
trading card
Hey.
game pocket.
I
I
have
played
played-
that game.
I
I
played
have played
5
that as
minutes of
well.
that.
I've opened some packs.
Yeah.
Nate, I'm calling you out. You haven't added me as a friend on TCG
Damn.
Pocket.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Oh wait. After this, can I get you guys to add me too? Because I only
Yeah.
have 2 randoms on
Yes,
my list.
I will. After the podcast, I'll add both of you.
All right, sweet. But yeah, I've almost done all the solo missions. I was actually really surprised because the game buries the fucking lead so hard in terms of
Yeah.
the fact that you actually do play the game, the trading card game, the actual game itself. I
And
swear
there's
to
no
God.
cooldown. Like you can play it as much as you want.
It's
Yeah.
like a
Against
very,
other people.
It's like a very limited version of the card game, though. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
super simplified.
Yeah, it's like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links version, but
Even
it's
more
really
though.
fun.
This one, like, it gives you like auto energies and like it's
Yeah.
just like
Well, you don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's quick. Yeah, I still like it. It's just like I don't know. It's,
yeah. I don't.
I think it's
really
kind of
have
different than the
anything to
actual card game.
That's fair.
I haven't really played the actual card game in years, so I wouldn't know exactly how it
Same.
plays. But AFK Journey has been around for a bit. It's just like an AFK idle game. Idle as in IDLE or incremental. Withering Waves, I don't know. Zen the Zone Zero is another Hoyoverse. They've been going crazy with their
Another
fucking
one? Oh, I
character
see. Yeah,
reveals.
Hoyoverse. They're doing another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Genshin, it's for the Gooners.
Oh, that game
Honkai
was
Star
that.
Rail.
Shit is for the Gooners, but
I
that
mean, it
shirt.
is.
I mean, am I
Genshin
wrong?
Gooners.
No.
There was another. What was this? The other? I should know.
Honkai Star
They did
Rail.
a second one too. What was it?
Yeah,
oh,
Honkai
yes,
Star
Honkai.
Rail.
Honky Star
I should
Rail,
know. I
yeah.
did a brand deal with them last year. I should remember this.
Yeah, Honky Tonk Star Rail is for the Gooners, and thankfully
That was
it's
actually a
bit
fun
different.
game. I like that game.
No,
It
it
was
is. I agree. But Zen the Zone Zero is for the Gooners.
perfect.
They just keep.
It
They
had
keep
a, it
nailing
had a
that.
big presence at PAX West.
Yeah. But I'm
Mhm.
honestly, I think trading card game, like it's a really great experience on mobile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it's gonna go to Balatro or trading card game probably.
Yeah,
Is it better than
Pokemon.
Balatro though? That's the thing. Is like
Pokemon.
I
Let's vote Pokemon.
Pokemon is not suffering for votes in the world. I think we
Yeah.
should give a little kudos to Balatro. Not that our votes are going to
All
sway
right.
anything, but like,
What do you mean?
oh, sorry, yeah, we are
Jeff,
the fighting.
Jeff personally gave us 50% of
Yeah.
the vote.
So all of these, no clue. Though I have heard great things about Batman: Arkham Shadow.
Yeah, I've heard that's
but
fun.
I truly have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't touched VR in I don't know, a year or two.
Yeah, I'm too poor
It's
to
been a
afford a
while.
whole ass fucking headset. So how about
I
Metro?
like the idea of Metal Hellsinger. It's a fun like rhythm game.
Oh,
It's
is
oh
it?
yeah, I remember
Doom,
that was like
but
announced
with-
last year, wasn't it? Or
Oh,
I think
okay.
the game itself came out in non-VR like a couple of years ago. But this is a VR version.
Okay. I remember seeing the trailer.
That sounds fun. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's like a rhythm-based Doom.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bex Action. The new one here that we haven't seen before is Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, which has had so many great things said about it.
Yeah.
And while
I like Warhammer,
I think a lot of
strictly PvE, right? Or is that it's just
yeah, it's PvE, but it's very akin to Helldivers 2 in terms of loading up with squad and jumping in and ripping and tearing, but for space, Jesus. Stellar Blade, I feel like in wider gamer culture is just there's a reason she's designed that way.
Isn't it another Gooner game?
Kinda, but apparently it's kind of like how
Gooner Gaming
Nier Automata is like Gooner-tastic. There's literally an achievement for looking up her skirt in Nier Automata.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And by the way, there is a Stellar Blade DLC coming where Nier Automata 2B is going to be in Stellar Blade, which is wild.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that.
But these are all pretty great combat from everything I've seen. I don't think that Black Ops 6 or Helldivers 2 are really doing anything too new, though. Calling in the
stratagems is cool.
Stratagems is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. I think it's a good system.
It's kind of different, a little bit different, I guess, with like the combo, like it's almost like a fighting game combo input you have to do.
Yeah. We haven't done anything for Helldivers 2. We just do that.
Yeah, let's vote for that one. I think that's fine.
Okay, back Action Adventure, another new one we haven't seen before.
Zelda
Echoes of Wisdom. I don't think it deserves to win.
No, it doesn't.
Really? What?
No, it's
I
not.
love this game.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is very cool.
Oh,
but
no, I fucking love the game, but I don't think...
Yeah, in comparison to these other ones, I feel like it should go to like either Astro Bot or Prince of Persia.
Have you played Prince of Persia?
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania. Oh. It's really, really damn good.
It's side-scrolling. I want to play it. I feel bad that the studio's gone. Yeah, of these, the only reason I say no is because I think it is great puzzle. The combat is so fucking basic. It's
very slow as well. It takes a while to get like decent echoes.
And I think there's an issue of that you're always subject to the AI, which is not very...
It's not smart.
It's not smart at all. There's very little actual like interplay between mobs. A mob that is ice will not inherently avoid a mob that is fire. Like if it was like more depth to the combat, I think I would be the vote, because the puzzle's fantastic and going around the world just looking for shit, finding little
a lot of fun
side quests.
Dungeons are pretty good too. They're not like the best dungeons, but they are very fun dungeons.
100% of the game. I think it's fantastic. I just don't think it's enough to win the vote here.
The only one I played here is Echoes, and I loved it. So I'll
your vote.
Place my own protest.
It looks like a good game. It's just like the combat seemed kind of mid. I don't know. Like it was just like how you just like spam enemies.
It's like Pal World combat. You gotta make your own.
One thing I almost made a video on this just to complain about the parts of the game I didn't like, because I like the rest of it so much. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And if you look at my history, I fucking love Zelda. So the fact I was so mixed. By the way, fuck the menuing. Holy shit! The fact that
they did the same thing that they did in Tears of the Kingdom. When everyone hated it, what are they thinking?
Wait. Did you notice? Have you ever bought milk from the Lon Lon Ranch cow? That is the one menu in the game in which you could buy multiple items at one time. They have the fucking technology. They put the code in the game. They put the code in the game that lets you have multiple items, and they never used it anywhere else in the game. It's fucking insane.
Has Nintendo ever heard of a favorites like menu? Like literally just a favorite. Just make it possible to
give me one fucking radial. Give me one radial and I'll lose my shit.
It's clear that you all have some strong opinions about Echoes of Wisdom.
There should be a worst menu category of things.
True. Oh my god, yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2 came out? That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. It kind of hit a road, or it kind of stumbled on release just because it had some performance issues.
I'm gonna speak for John.
Where's Paper Mario Thousand Year Door?
Hell yeah, that's a good question.
Wait, what?
Where's Thousand Year Door on this list?
Yeah, what the hell? Where's Thousand Year? They'll add Final Fantasy VII remake. Where's Thousand Year Door remake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, Jeff.
But you said bring back the John. Bring back.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna bring back this idea for my sake and for John's because I know he's playing through right now. So I'm gonna say Infinite Wealth earns best RPG in my book.
Okay.
Yeah. If you think it's rich character customization, progression, sure.
Can I use a token for breaking news?
Oh, breaking news.
Donkey Kong Land has been added to Nintendo Switch Online.
Let's
go. Just the first one.
Wait,
but Donkey Kong Land.
Donkey Kong Land?
On the Game Boy. Yeah.
I've been waiting for this.
I had that game. That game was, I enjoyed that game when I was younger.
I've been waiting for this for at least 20 years.
Me too.
Crazy.
Probably Dragon Ball will win this one.
So this is best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. I don't think Multiverse is good for that. It is very much a party fighter. Tekken 8 is fantastic. I've heard good things about Marvel Capcom Fighting Collection, but it's a collection of classics.
A compilation, yeah.
And I don't know much about Grand Blue, but I'm sure it is also good. But Sparking Zero is crazy because it's a follow-up on the Tenkaichi series. So it is a fighter that takes place in 3 dimensions. You can go all over the place, fly into the air, whatnot. The roster is fucking insane. And even if you take out duplicates, there's like 12 forms of fucking Goku. Even if you take that out, there's still more. God. I mean, to be fair, a lot of them do play differently. Some of them don't. But there are so many characters that even when you take all of them out and condense them as much as possible to have echoes sort of like stacked underneath the base character, you still have more characters than most of these other lists.
Wow.
That's sick.
And every single one has incredible animation and attention to detail and a lot of fun like little details with when you take the characters and like load up a team in the menu. Some of the characters will comment on Gohan's weird, wacky superhero costume. Some characters that don't usually appear next to each other will have things. When you load up multiple Gokus and then Goten will say, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Because you can have him alongside like 4 different versions of young Goku. And then Goten, his son, is just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening?
That's pretty funny.
I just think
let's give it to Dragon Ball then. Yeah.
I think it has a lot of great stuff going towards it. I've yet to play it myself, but I mean,
I will say I did play. What was the one on the PS3 called? I forgot what it was called.
Ultimate Tenkaichi or Budokai 3?
Yes, I think it was Budokai 3. I played that like 10 years ago. I played it. I was actually for a Let's Play. It was one of the first games I ever played with Carl, and he kicked my ass in that game. But I will admit, it was fun. It's very, very different. So that's cool that they're still making those kind of style of fighting games.
Okay, so best family game.
It's Nintendo's category.
This is a lot of
I can't believe Princess Peach Showtime's on here. That game was so mid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hi. I got my kitty here.
Can we give Echoes this one?
But like, I don't know. This one's always like family play. Like to me, that always like signifies should be more than just like a single player game. I don't know.
That's true.
Jamboree.
Right. I'd vote Jamboree.
Okay.
Sure.
I think Jamboree's I'm not trying to snub Wisdom at all.
I am. Screw Echoes of Wisdom.
Oh my god. The only reason I literally got my voice hoarse from complaining about it is the fact that I care about it, you know? I wouldn't give a shit if the game didn't have its merits. Best Sim, hey, check that out. So, new stuff as well. We got Age of Mythology Retold.
I've heard of Unicorn Overlord. Isn't that like a decent game?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I've only played the original Age of Mythology, so.
Let's go with that one then.
Unicorn?
Or the Unicorn.
It's also just a remake, but.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then Unicorn.
It's published by Atlas, so it'll the cartridge will be rare in 10 years.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The Steam cartridge.
Okay, now we're getting outside the usual stuff.
Oh boy, now we're gonna start cooking.
What the fuck is a top spin?
It's a tennis game, apparently.
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Bro, where the hell is Mario Power Tennis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Are there any Mario sports games this year?
There hasn't been one since 2021. It was the soccer one, Battle League.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, I think that was
the one on the far right has John Cena and Dwayne The Rock
Oh,
Johnson.
let's pick that one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Baby.
Well, but that, for me, I don't like
wrestling.
I no longer like Dwayne Johnson. I'll say it. Best multiplayer.
You haven't seen Red 1, bruh?
Yeah, that'd be another ding against him, not a positive. But best multiplayer.
I'd give this to COD or Jamboree.
I'd probably say Helldivers, TBH.
Or actually Helldivers. You know what? Let's give it to that.
I've heard enough good things about Helldivers.
Yeah, I think Helldivers is a good. I think it's just there. Oh, hey, best adaptation. I know.
I heard Knuckles sucked. Is that true?
Well,
where's Charles? We gotta ask him.
Yeah, did you guys watch Knuckles?
I watched Charlie's review of it.
Let's pick Fallout. Fallout
was really good.
I did watch
Fallout's
that. That
sick.
was fantastic.
Okay.
I honestly think that's good.
I was today years old when I learned that the game that I'm currently obsessed with has a show on Amazon.
It's not great.
What the heck?
You know what you're doing next.
The Yakuza one's not great.
Oof.
I did hear really good things about Tomb Raider. I am going to use my own token, split it in half, split the atom, and override everything. It's fucking Arcane.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were going to react more to that. I was trying to be funny.
Which one are you going to pick, DPad?
Where's King of the Hill on this list?
Okay, no. To be fair, when we're talking about faithfully adapting the video game to another medium, Arcane is so good it stands on its own, but I don't think it's like you shouldn't play the original game. But Fallout does a great job of recreating the game, and like you could watch it and then go and play the game, and kind of they have the symbiosis. So if we go off that, I do think Fallout could win. Or could take the vote. But I just want to say Arcane is really fucking good, okay?
All right. I believe it.
Well, you're out of tokens, so
I used my token. Most anticipated.
I mean, GTA 6. That's
we already know Death Stranding 2 is gonna win because Jeff Keighley's gonna bring up.
Oh yeah.
True.
Hideo Kojima.
True.
Yeah, we have been looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 forever.
I'm not gonna lie. All 5 of these have a chance of winning. Like genuinely, all these are pretty hyped up.
Actually, GTA 6 is definitely going to win. There's no way.
GTA
it's not going to be.
You don't
that's
think
true. That's true. Yeah.
Death Stranding is going to get the nepotism bump?
Maybe, probably.
I mean, you never know. But
there's no way it's not GTA 6. There's like a whole meme about it like coming out before or stuff happening before it comes out or whatever.
I think it will be between those two. Yeah, but personally, I'd vote for Prime 4. But.
Same.
Well, Bandy, where you sitting?
I mean, I would pick Prime 4, but it's probably going to be GTA 6 that's going to win.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but we're not voting for what's going to win. We're voting for what should win.
Then give it to fucking Samus Aran.
And I haven't said, by the way, but Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out sooner than most of these others. And Ghost of Yotei was just announced.
January? Oh, it's March. Okay.
I thought it was February.
Late February or March.
Okay.
But
yeah, of these, I'm going to vote this. But honestly, all of them, I might honestly end up playing every single one of these. So they're all
I'm gonna play Prime 4 at least.
I'm looking forward to them.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I actually
year.
learned something. Okay. Guess who Kojima's favorite VTuber is?
The shark one?
You're looking at her.
Really?
Usada Pecora.
Is that why? Is that why they're here?
Yes.
That's probably why. He's like, yo, Jeff, listen.
I've only intentionally sought out and watched a video from one of these people. So
I've heard of Queso.
I've watched a couple of Queso is just like a variety streamer. He does a lot of different games and stuff.
Yeah,
the other people I don't. I've heard of Pecora, but I've never watched a Pecora stream or any of the clips.
It would be hilarious 2 years in a row to have a VTuber win. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, so Queso's at Waffle House.
I'm gonna put this out there.
Yeah.
One of these guys, you guys will know what I mean by this. Nobody else will know what I mean. But I made a GameCube for TypicalGamer.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah. I had to put his logo in the top. He's a Fortnite streamer.
Oh, okay.
On YouTube.
That's not where the GameCube is.
I have to say, once again, I say this every year, they either need to get rid of this category or make it bigger because they don't have, where the hell's Kai Cenat? Like he was 100% the biggest creator this year. I mean, he was massive. Where's iShowSpeed? Where's the Ronaldo guy, the soccer player? They got like 60 million subscribers in 1 year on YouTube.
Did you see the Ronaldo guy?
Where are these people?
Aren't some of those like, I don't want to say like, aren't they like not exactly like brand friendly? Maybe that's part of it.
I do know TypicalGamer is 100% family friendly, like super squeaky clean image.
Pecora so probably is.
You could be onto something.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
I honestly don't know these two.
I've never heard of them.
I don't care this year. Shout out to Fortnite. Let's go Typical.
Yeah, let's go Fortnite. Typical gamer.
Last time. Sorry, I was attacked by Lucy's hair. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. The fuck?
Let's vote for that.
Never heard of it. Moonton.
Sounds great.
The fuck?
Let's vote for that.
This is like when there was a Bang booth at E3.
That's right. Best esports. 33. He kind of looks like Markiplier.
He kind of does, actually.
Look, who's number one? Who won yet another fucking League of Legends championship?
I found you, Faker. I'm sorry.
I found you,
Faker.
Shout out to Faker.
Yes.
Oh my god, we got that Billy. Yeah,
Billy Gaming.
Is that like the website Billy?
Wait, did these guys take their pictures at the same house?
Yeah.
Are they the same person?
Holy shit! It looks like the same plant. I mean, Team One won their League of Legends. Team Liquid, they exist. Dota 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess.
I vote Counter Strike.
Yeah, those Counter Strike nerds look tough.
Yeah,
they do. They look like they're in the they look like they're in Spy Kids 3D or something from the background.
Hell yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
Like I said, the last voice choices always go crazy quick.
There was like less. I think there was like less options this year.
But yeah, you can see.
Let us know in the comments what games you think should have been on these lists that weren't.
Yeah, scrolling through these are all the ones that we voted for.
If you think Echoes of Wisdom should have been Game of the Year, leave a like on this video.
Join my fan club.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do.
I'm starting an Echoes of Wisdom fan club.
All in all, I don't think there was anything too egregious. You know, in the past we have had categories where we're like, how the fuck did that get nominated? And true, still, I don't know why Destiny 2 is still getting up there.
I would still say again, like at this point, just get rid of the content creator category. I don't even want them to like split it up to like streamer of the year or YouTuber of the year. Just get rid of it completely.
It also feels weird because a lot of times they're not even gaming specific. They just do stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They should do a best minus world member category.
Oh shit!
Yeah, what's that?
Wait,
best minus world.
The best minus world category. Member is the channel members. Whoa!
Whoa!
Look at that.
Well, I don't know which one you guys would vote for, but I know which one I'm voting for.
Exactly.
But I'm not telling you. Tune in on December 12th to watch us react again.
Yes, reacting, and then the stream will get claimed, and it will be epic.
Let's go!
Hell yeah. Just like every year.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.